Hello YouTube. In this video, I'll show you how to get a real-world landscape into your Unreal Engine 5.3 project. The first thing you need to do is to go to this website. You can click on the link in the description. This website is specifically designed to create files that are compatible with Unreal Engine's landscape system. Once here, you want to set your map preview type to ESRI World Topo Map and navigate to the part of the world that you want to import as your landscape. So I'm going to zoom into the place where I grew up, which is in a place called Warhope. Beechwood. And I'm going to put it there like that. And once you've got the part of the world that you're interested in, you can switch it to the world imagery, ESRI world imagery, and that will switch to your satellite view. Now, Unreal Engine is very particular about the settings that are acceptable. So you can get the recommended landscape sizes from the Unreal Engine online documentation. So I've preloaded that into this tab here, and I'll put the link to this in the description as well. So you scroll down to this recommended landscape sizes, and it gives you the various settings that are recommended. So we're aiming for this second row here, the 4033 by 4033. That seems to be the biggest landscape that I can handle on my computer. I do have a pretty grunty computer that's 32 gig with 20 i7 cores. Keep this page for later reference, because we'll refer to it when we import the landscape. Okay, so the settings that I've found work for me are the resolution of 4033 by 4033, and you can see the default options available to you there. Output zoom set to 15, and that sort of defines this box here. And normalization mode, smart, I found that worked fine. You can see that gives us the coverage of this box is 16.4 kilometers by 16.4 kilometers, with a pixel every 4 meters. So when we put this image on our landscape, it won't look good close up, but it'll be great for things that are in the distance. Okay. So what we want to do is download this satellite image by clicking on Generate Albedo from View, and that will download that into our Downloads folder. Then we want to switch over to the Terranium, which is used for the height map. And once we're here, we want to click on Generate Height Map. And that will take a few seconds to compile that, and it will save a file in your downloads directory. You'll notice it also puts some stuff down here. So you scroll down a bit, you can see there's some metadata about the image, and then there's the image itself of the height map. So you want to note these values here for later. That's the Z scaling factor, which is 86.44, and that will vary depending on the landscape that you've selected. And the XY scaling factor, which is 407.39 in my case. So just note those down. When we import the landscape, we'll need to refer to those values. Okay, so now that we have our images, we can start our Unreal 5.3 project. Okay, we are in the Unreal project browser. I have assumed that you've installed Unreal Engine and that you know how to create a project and so on. So we'll just create a new project. It doesn't matter what you call it. And we'll just use a blank template. It doesn't matter. So we'll fire that up. Now, the way I do it, I haven't yet got it to work with the world partitions. So you can tell if you've got world partitions enabled if you go into Windows levels. It'll say this feature is disabled when world partition is enabled. So we can easily fix that by just creating a new level. So let's create a blank, a basic level, and then you can see that we don't get that anymore. So we now have no world partitions. Like I said, you could probably get it to work with world partitions. I found I don't need it, and I get it to work without it. So this is my technique. Then we don't need the floor, so we'll just get rid of that. And we will go to landscape mode, and it should fire up in manage and new. And we want to import our landscape from a file. So in this height map file, browse to the file that we downloaded before. So we did download two files, but we're interested in the one that is not the satellite image. So the other one, it's the height map. We load that in, and we can see that that's come in. Now we need to fix the scale of our landscape, and they were the values that we noted earlier. Right, so on that on the website where we downloaded, we had our Z and our X value. So our X value being 400 and 739. Now this is the values that I had for my landscape. Your values will be different. And the Z value, it's very finicky, but 86.4, there we go. And right. So now we need to make sure these values here match the recommended settings. So we saw those before in that table. So we're looking at the 4033 by 4033. We want 63 quads. We want 2 by 2 sections, so we want that to be 2 by 2. And we want the total landscape components to be 1024, 32 by 32. So we change that to 32 by 32. And we get total components 1024. So that is one of the recommended configurations. So we should be good to import. That will take a few seconds. Now it's actually in there, but we can't see it because it's obscured by fog. So we'll just go back to our selection mode here and just delete the exponential fog so I can actually see the landscape. Okay, so we can run around in our landscape, and if we want, but it looks pretty barren. It doesn't have a texture, right? So we want to cover this landscape with that satellite image, so that when we look at those mountains in the distance, they'll look real. Okay, so to do that, we want to create a material. So we can just create a folder here for material. And we can create a new material. And we can call it our sat map material. And we can just stick that up there. So we want to import the satellite image from before, which is the one we downloaded. And we're going to want to stretch this satellite image across the landscape. So we want to double click on that satellite texture and just go down to the texture section here in advanced, and we want to change the tiling method from wrap to clamp, and that will allow us to tell when the texture is fully covering the map properly or not, which you'll see shortly. So we save that, and now we go into here and we want to bring that texture in there into our material, and we want to hook that up to the base color. Okay, so we can save this basic texture just to see how it looks, and we can go into our landscape material and find that texture. And it's no good because it's the wrong size. Okay, that's expected. So we have to make a few tweaks to it. It's also very shiny, so we can fix that as well. So we can go into the specular, drag that out with holding the left button, press 1, and that will create that scalar value of 0, which will turn off shininess. And we also want to have the ability to change the texture size. So we want to create a texture coordinate node, and we want a parameter. So we want to hold left click and S, or S and left click, to get a scalar parameter that we'll call size, and we'll set that default to not, whoops, sorry, S left click, size, and our default value will set to 0.001, and we'll times that and put that into the UV there. All right, now what we've done there is we've created a parameter so we can adjust it and see how big the texture is relative to our landscape. So we want to create a material instance that can change that that parameter now. So we just go to our material, our set material, right click, create material instance, and just do the user convention, put MI at the front. And with our material instance, we can just make him a bit smaller. We can see that we have that size parameter that we just created here. Just click that and it will be changeable. And if we make that camera about 32, so we can go out and have a look at what's going on. I find just go to one of the corners. So you can see where the texture is a bit funny. That's where we need to adjust the value of the size so that it comes back over. But first, we need to update the landscape material to equal the new material instance that we've just created. So it's currently set to just the underlying material. It doesn't have the parameter adjustable. So we just switch that over to the material instance version. And now we can adjust this size. So we'll put it back to 0.001, which is not right because it's funny. So we make that bigger like that. Another O there, and that's now too big, right? So we want to adjust it until we can see where it's funny. We just make the funniness go away just. And that will be where we want to be. So let's try 005 or 005 rather. No, that's way too big. So 002. 003. Okay, so it's between 002 and 003. So 0025. So you see we've still got a bit of funniness here. So it's between 0025 and let's try 24. Okay, so that makes it go away. We're about 26. That gets worse. Okay, so it's 245 maybe. Okay, that's gone away. So 2544, 2546. I'll try and find if we can get the, where is it? 4241. Must be up high. Nine. There we go. A little bit funny there. So the 8 is the first one where it doesn't have the problem. Now you can only have 6 decimal points of precision, so that's the best we can get. But that has now put the satellite image onto our landscape, and we can sort of fly over it and have a look. We have these sort of, there's the town, and we have the nice mountains in the background here. And we can see we've pretty much got it right, because these mountains have a rocky cliff face, which is in the right place. So that's an indication that we got that right. Yeah, so what you can use this technique for is getting a real world landscape. Like I said, the up close is not great. So your playable area, you would put in your own textures for close up work. But for the distance, it's quite fine. It gives you the general idea of the countryside. So yeah, that is the how you do it. Okay, thank you.